Well, this podcast is for anybody that is on the cusp of trying to find a personal trainer. What to look
Uh,
for?
this is like, yeah, what to look for, what not, what to identify as a red flag is probably a big one for you as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, potentially. I mean, I think red flags could be different for the individual more so than just like.
I don't know. There's some pretty common ones, I'm sure.
But then on the same token, how to find a good physio because I can off the bat give you some pretty horrific physio stories.
It's okay.
Until I found the physios that have actually worked for me. I've had coaches as well in the past,
Mm.
and of all the coaches that I have had, I can only say I had a bit of a negative experience with one. The rest of them I actually found to be really beneficial, and that's coming from a PT.
Yeah. All right. Let's just dive in. How to spot? Are we going to say spot a good one or spot a bad one? Which way
Well,
do we
I
want to
think
play
I
this?
think if you if
Let's go spot a bad one. What are the ways or what are the things that you either see in your time? Because you've been what, 11 years,
12,
12 years now.
no, 14.
You lost a couple of years there. You just
Yeah,
blanked on a couple of years.
yeah, no,
14 years.
14 years.
14 years. In that time, you'll have worked alongside and parallel to a lot of other PTs. What are some of the things that you look at and you're like, holy smokes, that is disgusting, or that is not how you should be doing this, or that's just generally not good?
Okay,
Because I know you're going to lose some friends on this.
one of the things that I've seen definitely when it comes to bad PTs is lack of communication skills.
Yep.
Not actually being able to talk to your clients, not being able to build rapport with your clients. And that's the biggest thing. Like, especially working at the second gym that I worked at, there was PTs that came in that would get a lot of the leads because they're brand new. And they'd give, 6 free training sessions. And after 6 sessions, those clients would walk and they'd either go to someone else or they wouldn't PT
They
anymore.
chase the free
And it was
sessions.
like,
Yeah.
why aren't they sticking with me? And it's like, well, you're not a joy to talk to. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
you're not.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't adjust your communication style, your conversations to the person that's sitting in front of you. Like me and you can have conversations about certain things that I wouldn't have conversations with my 75-year-old client. Well, I'm not going to talk footy all day with her, but
You
if
are going to
all
talk footy all day
but
with
if
me.
all I do is talk footy, that's
Yeah.
not very fun.
Yes.
Or, I have mothers, I have fathers that they probably have a lot of joy talking about their kids. And this would go for me if I was, partying every weekend, talking about going clubbing and
Yeah.
drinking and doing all that kind of stuff. It's like they probably don't want to listen to that.
It's an alignment of values too. That's an alignment of
Right.
values. But, like, I think part of that, in terms of particularly for PTs, is also being able to communicate, like not just talk and like connect, like build rapport, but communicate how you're going to help them achieve their goals.
Yeah.
Like there are so many people who just go, yeah, we can do that. Like trying to sell you on like, please buy my service, but not actually map out how you're going to do that.
Mm.
This is the thing that's common for physio as well, mind you.
Well, that kind of goes into the next thing. It's another trait of a bad PT is training everybody the same.
Oh, I'll write one program, and on Mondays everyone's going to do this program,
Yeah.
and you see it, and you can see it
Well,
like by the half
and
hour.
and again, it's something that I have seen. It's
Uh,
like the barbell squat is the first exercise and then this exercise. And it's like, is that the way that you train? Another one, training people the way you train.
yeah, which
Like,
may or may not be how you've either programmed for yourself or how your coach has programmed for you.
right? It's like they're both traits that are just not going to be beneficial to the person. And it's also the easy way out. It's like, oh, my Monday session is this. So that's what I'm going to put everybody through. Or every single person gets the same
Mm,
workout on a Monday,
yeah.
regardless of what it looks like. Or regardless of what the client's goals are. So I think they're both pretty negative traits to try and find.
Yeah.
A PT that overpromises and underdelivers.
Yeah.
Like if you sit down in the consult and they promise you the world,
Probably don't
you
sign.
probably
Probably
don't
don't sign on.
probably ask a few more questions. Or again, one that overpromises the world, or a PT that doesn't ask you questions. A PT that just sits and agrees with you.
Yes,
Like
man. Yes, man.
just like
Mm.
a PT probably the same as a physio, should be asking lots of questions to find out a lot more details about you. And some of them might be uncomfortable, but if you're paying for a service to get you into the best shape of your life, help you achieve something you've never achieved before, get you out of a rut or something along those lines, it's going to be uncomfortable for some of it.
Mm.
And yeah, and then off the back of that, a PT that probably calls you out on some of your stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah. If you've got someone who's too scared to lose you because they're potentially insecure of their ability to do the job, or they just don't know like enough of the backstory, then you've probably both done each other a disservice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think like the one, as you were saying it, the one that stands out to me most is like the PT that has like it. You see it time and again where every single client, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and then maybe a 9 a.m., they're all doing the
Well, see, here's the thing.
exact same
A
program.
lot of the times you won't see it like that because the person hasn't built themselves up to have that many clients.
True.
So
Okay.
it's like they might have 3 clients in a day and all 3 of those people are doing the
They
same
might.
thing,
They
right?
might, but it's even more egregious than when they're still doing that,
Or
when they've got a 5 a.m. right through to 9 a.m. and
if
they're working 5 to
if
10,
they've got really good rapport building skills and they can get a full book and then they just get lazy because the money's rolling in and they're just like, I don't care
or they
anymore.
just don't know any different.
Yeah. A
Like, it
big
could
thing that
honestly be that they haven't actually just increased their
yeah,
knowledge on that thing.
a big thing that I used to see a lot, not so much now, but I used to see it a lot when a lot more face to face. This is a bit pre-COVID. A lot of face to face courses were still a thing where you'd go into a seminar over the
Mhm.
weekend and learn, and then
Everyone would come back and do
you'd
everything that they
see
learned. Yeah.
that coach only doing that,
Mhm. Yeah, it's
and it's like,
putting your all eggs in one basket and going full
yeah,
whatever
it's
the
like,
process
oh,
was.
like I went and did the N1 coaching course, and now everybody's doing like the exercise that I learned. Like the program just all of a sudden changed.
Yep.
Or it's like I went and did strength system with Sebastian Orob, and it's like now everybody is doing like
Yeah.
low bar squats or something along those lines. It's like, well, just because you learning it
Yeah.
just added a tool to your tool belt to be able to give it
Yeah.
to the client.
And it's one of those things where it's like they go home and they're panicking, going, "Holy crap! I've got to rewrite everyone's program by tomorrow morning because I've got
It's
to
like,
incorporate all of these new things that I
you-
did." It happens in physio. I know we'll get onto it, but it happens in physio. It's like how many times like you see they go do some specific like I don't know like
they go and
knee
get their
course,
needling course.
dry needling course, and then everyone's
Everyone's getting
getting
dry needles.
dry needled from across the room. Like, don't get me wrong, fan of the dry needle, big fan. Saves my thumbs like nothing else, but and probably gets a better treatment effect. But anyway, sometimes it's not the right opportunity. It's not
Yeah,
the right moment,
there's
and
time
it
and
might
place.
actually not help. And if it's not going to help, I'm not going to do it. On that note as well, like say you've gone and done a course on rehab, like a specific rehab model, um, and then you go all the way down that rabbit hole. If they don't need it, or it's not going to help them, or if it's not helping them, and you keep pushing it, horrible, horrible sign,
Yeah, hundred
horrible sign.
percent.
Yeah. What else? What else makes a bad PT?
Um, well, like the programming thing, like the cookie cutter program
Yep.
is one.
I'll go one for you. Bad PT on their phone all the time, not looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or the worst actually, the one who's trying to spot you. Like, I see it on leg extension every so often at gyms. PT will be on their phone scrolling and like just doing the like assisted reps on the leg extension. And it's like, what are you doing here? Like, what are you actually doing? Like, don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place. Like, I know you, for instance, you log all your clients' stuff on your phone.
Yeah.
Like, I know you, that's why you're on your phone. I get that. Um, Also, because I've literally seen you logging clients' workouts on your phone. But if you're on your phone while you've got a paying client, a paying customer in front of you, and they're talking to you and you're disinterested,
Yeah.
big problem. And as a new client, you would have already seen that. Like
Well, that's the thing. A
if
lot
you've been
of
around that gym for more than a couple of minutes, you'd have noticed.
something that I didn't realize until I got into commercial gyms, and I actually had a few people sign up with me because of this. They actually said like, I've been watching the way you train people for the last few months, and I really like your training style. I've heard the conversations you've had, And I think out of all the PTs I've listened to, I like your advice the best. So can we have a consult? I'm like, what have you listened to?
Yeah.
Like what conversation?
Firstly, I'm sorry.
It's like, okay, yeah, for sure. But you don't realize that people actually watch you, especially when you're wearing the uniform,
Mm.
right? Um, I think as well, potentially like how your PT presents.
Are you clean?
Do
Are
you, s-
you showered?
do you smell nice? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you smell decent?
Um,
Have you, are you, oh, I might do this. I'm sorry to the people that I am going to annoy with this, but because I know there's a time and a place and I'll put an asterisk to it, but eating while you're coaching someone,
yeah.
like,
Look, I think the eating one, especially to like if you've got big goals and you need to try and get your meals in and you're busy enough where
you
actually
physically don't
finding food
have
time
half an hour to eat.
and it's like pick and choose the client that you ask, hey, is it okay if I quickly smash my meal while we train?
Yeah, for the
And
first 10 minutes while you're warming
and
up or
a
doing
lot of the
something.
times it's getting breakfast in.
Yep. It's always.
It's right, and a lot of the times it could be like oats, like it's overnight oats or something where you can quickly eat it.
Mhm.
And again, ask the person, like ask because the person might turn around and it's like, hey, no, I wouldn't mind actually, like if you
Yeah.
ate in front of me because I'm also hungry or
Yeah.
something like that.
I'm
Like,
hungry. Or,
I reckon 99 times out of 100, the person's going to be absolutely fine with it. But
100%.
you also know the person that
But
you're
then
going to be
ask,
asking.
but then ask the question.
But you always ask the
Always
question.
ask the question.
Yeah, always ask the question.
Um, and I think
Um,
that's actually an interesting one. Assumptions. Like just generalized, like just generally
mm,
assuming things. Like again, this comes down to not asking the right questions. But how many times do you like overhear consults and be like, I don't know, you'd probably hear it a little bit more, maybe because of the way that Parramatta's seating arrangement is, but like how short consults you looking at them and you're kind of like, I would ask this question, this question, this question, this question.
well,
Like
yeah.
it's the newer PTs that will do that. They won't ask the questions.
Well, I've got like my standard consult form.
Yep.
I pretty much know it like the back of my hand. And a lot of the times it's a free flowing conversation and I'll be answering like my 20th question, for example, second, because it's just the way the
Yeah.
conversation went. But
True.
then I also don't jump back to question number 3. It's like, how does this,
Flow back
how does
around
this
and come back to it.
conversation
Yeah.
actually flow? And sometimes there are questions I don't ask because you gave me enough information in other sections that I don't need that
Yeah. I
information
don't
just
need
yet.
that bit just yet. I can uncover that as well.
I can get it later, right? Yeah. I think going on to things that like things to look for when trying to find a PT. And I think this is a really big one. And it does put younger PTs at a disadvantage. But trying to find a personal trainer that has done the thing that you are looking to do.
Yep.
I think that is a big one.
Or has a significant track record in doing or
Yeah.
in helping
Look,
others
and
achieve.
that's obviously an experience thing. So you can obviously go, okay, maybe looking for a personal trainer with a lot of PT experience. But then finding someone that's like, oh, I'm looking to do a half marathon.
Mm.
Which of the trainers in this gym have run a half marathon before?
Mm.
Which of the trainers has trained people to run half marathons before?
Yeah.
That's a good starting point. If like if you're looking to, and I know like majority of PTs, if they've been fit and healthy their entire life, have probably never had to lose a mass amount of weight. So it might be a bit hard to try and find someone that's like, oh, I'm looking to lose 25 kilos. I'd like to sit with a PT that's lost 25 kilos. Like you might not find that. But for a younger personal trainer, and I fell into this trap when I was young
Mm.
because I started PTing at 20, right? I fell into this trap. Like I couldn't properly empathize and sympathize with people that were older than me that had different life struggles because I hadn't been through them,
Yeah, and done it.
right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I can hear what they're saying, but do I fully understand what they're saying?
Mm.
Whereas versus now, where it's like, oh, I've got a client that's got a newborn. I know what that's like because I've got two. Like I've had two
You've had
kids,
two
right?
newborns. Yeah.
I can empathize a lot more with that person. Personally, I've lost 25 kilos. I've done a bodybuilding show. Like if I'm taking someone through a comp and they're 4 weeks out and they're in the absolute pits and they come into a session and it's like, I want to quit. It's like, I can sit there and go, I know, I've been there.
Mm.
Right. And it's a bit harder when you're in that situation to just get the motivational coach or the motivational spiel from the coach that's never actually done it.
Yeah.
I've had people come and ask me to teach them how to weightlift. I don't know how to weightlift. I understand the basics, but I've never done it. I haven't done courses on it. I haven't I haven't trained it myself.
That's
I
true.
haven't had a coach do it. So I would never try and take someone through it. I understand the basics, but not if you're paying me. Take you through a freebie maybe, but I've had someone ask me to teach them how to do a handstand. I've never done a handstand,
I
even
don't.
as a kid,
Your shoulders wouldn't be able
right?
to do a
Like,
handstand.
I'm not going to try and teach you something or write you a program something I have no knowledge in just
Yeah.
because I'm a personal trainer. Like, I refer out
Mm.
or I find someone that does know how to. If someone that was doing weightlifting is like, I'm looking to get stronger in my squat, okay, that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But if like I need to get better at doing a clean or a snatch, it's like, not me.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, show me how it looks and I might be able to give you a tip, but I'm not going to program for you.
Mm.
I know where my capabilities lie. And I think that could be a red flag or a green flag. Under like, if a PT has no limits and they'll train you for anything, that could also be a bad sign. If a PT, you can sit down with them and they can say, look, that's not really my specialty. I think that can be a really good sign.
Yeah.
You might not go with that PT, but at least they're being honest.
Yeah, and they're not like you can tell because those ones that say, "Yep, that's like I can do everything, like absolutely everything." 9 times out of 10 are the ones that don't have many clients or are just starting out and are trying to just get money in the
Yeah.
door.
And look, obviously, like
Ton of place.
we do this job because we love it, but it also can wield a good income,
It
right?
can.
Um, again, this is a harsh one, and it's
Is this where you're going to lose
this. No, I
friends?
don't not lose friends, but like it's controversial, and I understand it's controversial, and I understand also why it's done. But having X amount of years of experience training in the gym is very different to having X amount of years PTing.
Yeah.
Just watch that. Look at the wording,
Mm.
right? And again, I know it's hard for younger PTs just starting out, right? But
If you do your course on the weekend and then on Monday morning it says you've got 7 years experience, you are full of crap.
and I know it's harsh.
No, because I'm not in there anymore,
I
so I
know
can say it
it's
because it's the
it's hard
dumbest thing in the
because
world.
it's also like you're obviously trying to start it, and everybody has a starting point.
But like that's the equivalent of a physio turning around and going like, oh, I've studied it for 5 or 6 years, and graduating and going, I've got 5 years experience as a physio. Like, sorry, you don't. You don't, and like you can make an argument that like you don't really get experience until like maybe year 2. You know,
Yeah, well, you got to
but
you
like
got to be green.
you've
You
got
got
to
to you
be,
got to sharpen your
and
teeth
that's
somewhere, right?
okay,
And it's
right? Like,
it is okay.
because you're gonna have more energy, and it's like you're gonna learn so much, and like
And you will probably lose more clients in the first 6 months to 12 months than you will after that point.
yeah, because you'll make more mistakes in the first 6 to 12 months than you will
100%.
after that.
100%.
But just don't lie about it, especially if you're 22. Like if you're 22, like the maths just doesn't math. And if the client that does a consult with you is like cluey, they're gonna sniff out the BS anyway.
Yeah.
Like just don't BS them on your experience or your ability to get them a result, and you probably won't have a problem.
Nah. Yeah. 100%.
But I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with
It's a
that one.
tough one though, because I was that PT.
Of
Like
course you were.
I was a 20-year-old PT coming into a gym.
Did you say you had 5 years experience?
No, because like we didn't need to. The gym I first worked at, I was employed by the
Yes,
gym,
you got
so
fed.
I got
Nice.
fed a lot more leads. Like everybody that trained in that gym had a personal trainer. It's also why I actually really rated that gym for a beginner, because you can do 2 or 3 years there and then move out on your own and actually have much better experience than
Yeah.
starting in a commercial gym.
You almost think of it as if it's a trade. You're
Yeah.
doing an
I
apprenticeship.
did an
in that-
apprenticeship
in
kind of
that,
thing. Yeah. Almost.
because you didn't. The one thing that you are gonna worry about and stress about as a young PT is money coming in the door.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that,
Well, to an extent,
an
like I only
extent.
got paid for the sessions I did, but at the same time, it was like
but you didn't have to go hunting for those.
not as
leads
hard.
As
Yeah,
hard.
not as hard.
You still had to convert, and I'm sure you still got support, education,
Well,
training on that.
in the first stage, I didn't have to do the sale.
You just got
Like the managers did the sale, and then I got them for the goal session.
Yep.
And then you go and talk about their goals, and then they start training.
Yep.
So it was a good learning.
It's an
experience.
easier, so it stages you into the whole flow.
what are red flags for physios?
Much the same, to be honest. Ones that don't ask you questions or like assume what your goals are. That's a big one. Like if your physio, not PT, if your physio is assuming what your goal is and not asking you what do you want out of this, what are you trying to achieve, what are your goals, just go find a new physio. Just go find a new one. If your physio is telling you that they're an expert in everything, they're absolutely not an expert in everything. Go find a new physio. If your physio is telling you that in some way, like I'm not even going to give an example of a diagnosis, they can cure you, probably not a great idea. That's a lot of ego.
Yeah. So listen to the terminology they use.
Listen to the terminology that they're using and the way they're trying to do it. Um, Also listen to how they talk to you. Like if they talk to you, like talk down at you, to your point, in previous conversations we've had, like if they're throwing all of these clinical words at you and like honestly bashing you with all of this,
Trying to flex their brain.
flex their academic brain and justify their $150,000 student debt, like to what end, right? Like if they're gonna give you that diagnosis and then they're giving you like, all right, this is what it actually means, or like this is what it means for you, and this is how we're gonna fix it. Okay, but if they're not, move on. And then I can give you one more. I forgot what it was now. If they're not mapping out a clear plan and a clear
Yeah.
trajectory of how you're going to go from where you come in to where you want to be, if they're not mapping that out in any way, shape, or form, like checkpoints, I've got a little mini whiteboard in my treatment room now. It's great. I'm just drawing graphs left, right, and center. No stick figures because I can't draw that for crap, but I can draw. I can draw graphs. If they're not mapping out those things and have like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but a vague plan of where they're going to go or where they could expect it to go find a new one. If they're just going to play it by ear, no, yeah, it doesn't work. If they're giving you blanket diagnoses of this is 100% what it is, it can't be anything else, also probably full of shit. I've been there for all of those too, mind you. Like I've done all of those things at one time or another in my first maybe 12, 18 months as a physio. And then you realize that you know absolutely sweet FA.
You realize what you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think by and large, like we're both in like a person facing field and a communication based industry where it is important to be able to communicate the knowledge that you've got and link it to the person's goals. And really, if you can do that, you the rest of it's kind of okay. Like the rest of it you can get through. So long as you're not being like, overly rude or anything like or overly disrespectful to any person, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think as a client though, like depending on why you're going to a physio or why you're going to a PT, I would make an argument that the search criteria to find a good PT is actually more important.
Yeah.
Actually more important. Because I think like if you're going to a physio, and this is like I'm gonna bash my own industry for a second, but like not in a bad way, but like if you're going to a physio, like the goal isn't to be at a physio's office forever,
No.
weekly forever. The goal for PT is to
see them
set
more
habits for
frequently.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, set habits for life.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important distinction there. Like some physios would have ego and say very much the opposite. But, like it's
Well,
not that
yeah,
deep
like
for me. It's really not that deep.
I've had like with physios especially my first major back injury, I did it while squatting, and the first person I saw, one of the first things they said to me before looking at me, before asking me any questions was, "Oh, you'll never squat again." I finished the treatment. I never went back.
Yeah.
The second physio I went and saw for the injury, it was a lot of just manual massage, put some K-tape on my back, come back next week. Massage, K-tape on my back, come back next week. And after about 4 weeks, I was like, I'm not getting better. It was like I went in, I was like, this is how I hurt my back. This is what I'm feeling. All right, sweet. Lie down, half an hour massage, put some tape on it. All right, sweet. See you next week. Tap your card, walk out, right? And it wasn't until the third physio I went to was like, this is what happened. This is like, I've just last 5 weeks, this is what been happening. And that physio actually said to me, okay, let's see how you move. And I kind of looked at him. I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, you said you hurt your back squatting. How we used to squat. Let me see how you move, right? So it was like, okay, squatted, and he put his head in his hands, and he was like, oh, like, okay, we've got a lot of work to do. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, all right, like, he did some work on me, and then I was like, all right, let's go in the gym. I was like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't what physios do. This is the first time I actually sat with a physio that knew, that actually got me moving. And then we just started doing some rehab exercises that I was terrible at. And I was like, oh, you know what actually might be beneficial for you? Let's get you doing some table Pilates. That was hard. And then it was, weekly treatment. Then it turned into fortnightly. Then it turned into monthly. Then it was, you don't need to come back really unless something goes haywire. And when something did go haywire, guess where I went?
Yeah, to that
I
the
went,
physio.
I went back there, right? And they were my physios until I met you, right? So, but that you did the same thing,
Mm.
So I think, yeah, when looking for a physio, it's someone that actually wants to see how you move or what you were doing when you hurt yourself. Obviously, if it's a more serious injury, it's like, oh, like I've just torn my ACL and
Yeah.
I've had I've had surgery on it and now I'm going to the physio. It's like, okay, they're naturally going to get you doing exercises.
Mhm.
But if you tweak your neck training or you hurt your back squatting or deadlifting or like you feel a pull in your pec, it's like, okay, do they actually get you doing some sort of movement? Are they actually testing your strength and your range of motion? Or are they just lying you down, doing some work and sending you out the door? Yeah, so the physio one's interesting. And
I think it's much the same in both.
yeah.
That's like if you're looking for either a physio or a PT, that's a great starting point.
And I think as
Don't be
well,
afraid to shop around.
I was about to say that.
Ah,
Like,
gotcha.
fuck,
Gotcha.
don't,
Gotcha.
and
Ah, well done.
obviously, like the shopping around thing might be a bit harder in PT because a lot of PT sell packages now
Mm.
where it's like they lock you in for a certain time. But don't be afraid to sit down and have consultations with multiple PTs.
Yeah. Do your
Like,
due diligence.
sit down.
It's like buying a car.
I had a call from a client that was like, I'm just chatting to all the PTs in the gym to see how they can help and what what their knowledge base is, blah blah blah, and what their availabilities are like. Right? Like, I don't work afternoons. Like, I don't work after 3 o'clock. If you're a client that wants to train at 5 p.m.,
Must be nice.
start at 5, finish
Yeah.
at 3 every day.
Must be nice.
I have 2 kids that I want to
Yeah,
get home
fair
to.
enough,
So,
fair enough.
it's like, yeah, if you're a client that wants to train at like 6 p.m. at night, I'm not your PT.
No, I'm not.
I don't do it. Right? So it's like you might have to find a PT that works the hours that you can get there. Right? But yeah, don't be afraid to shop around and have multiple consultations and pick the one that you feel suits your needs the best. They're all going to sell you the fact that they can suit your needs. I don't know. People are pretty smart. They can see through bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, massive. Same with physios though, the one that, they're going to sell you on things. They're going to sell you that they're the expert. Sometimes they might not be.
I think that's why referrals are always good.
Yeah.
Like,
Word of mouth.
if you have a friend that has a PT and they've gotten a really good result, they
Start there.
probably a good starting point.
Start
Like,
there, yeah.
and that's why like
Same with physio.
that's why I refer to you guys because it's like I've had nothing but good experiences with you and the clinic, and a lot of my clients that have gone to you guys have had good experiences. You guys see me a lot, so you can tell me how the particular client's going or what they need, and I'll listen.
Yeah. And then it's just nice that it's not just me. You've actually got the other clinic
Yeah. So
to a lot of your clients.
yeah.
But-
But again, if you guys do have any questions around personal training, send me a message. If you've got any questions about physio,
Send Dom a
send
message.
Josh a message.
Send Dom a message
If
anyway.
you send me the message, I'm just going to
He's
forward
gonna
it. I'm
screenshot it.
going to forward it onto him anyway. But
Or we'll turn it
yeah.
into podcast episodes.
yeah, send us any of your questions
Yeah.
regarding personal training or physio. If you are looking or know someone that's looking, we're more than happy to help out on that. Again, a big shout out and thanks to our sponsors. We've got Catalyst Coffee and Precision Plumbing and Maintenance. Check them out. For the Catalyst Coffee, use the code Dom and Josh to get 20% on checkout. Other
Did you
than
change
that,
the code
I changed the code like
a while
a
back?
while back, but Matt changed it, so we're all good there.
We need a little
Again,
sign made up for Precision Plumbing.
yeah, just
Just a little sign, like just to, like little plaque.
I'll get some piping. Get some piping.
Get a piece
Yeah,
of
right, so
rectangle.
get some piping. All right, so John, send us some piping, and we'll put you up.
Yeah.
But no, again, guys, thanks for listening. Again, any questions? Feel free to send us a message or chat to us in the gym, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy.